Hi, welcome to Glitter Glue and Fairy Dust. This is Amy, and today we're going to make this witch's hat wreath. So I started with 3 rolls of black deco mesh and 1 of purple deco mesh, and this wreath form that I got from the Dollar Tree. And I cut my deco mesh into 7-inch pieces, and I did all 3 rolls that same way. So I had tried a couple different ways to attach the deco mesh to the wreath form. And the way I wanted to do it at first did not work out because, as you can see, I'm having some trouble keeping the deco mesh together. It kind of wants to fray a little more than I would like. So this is why I decided to use the way that I used, which is fine. It worked out just fine. I like the way the deco mesh looks on the wreath. Also, I did use 1 roll of black tubing and 1 roll of the purple tubing. And the reason I did that was because I think if I were to do this again, I probably would use more of the black and the purple deco mesh if I were just going to use deco mesh. I feel like it could have used more to fill the wreath out more, or the hat out more. So I'll kind of tell you as I go around you'll be able to see it, and I'll kind of tell you again. So what I did here, I'm just cutting the 3 rolls of deco mesh into the 7-inch pieces. And then once I get that done, I'm going to take black pipe cleaners and I cut them in half. And I am going to take 2 pieces of the deco mesh. Each piece I'm going to roll back up, just kind of into a roll, the way it wants to naturally roll anyway. Take 2 of those rolled up pieces, crisscross them, and then tie them with the pipe cleaners. I do this with all of the black deco mesh. After I do it with all the black deco mesh, then I cut the purple deco mesh also into 7-inch pieces, and then I do the same thing. I crisscross 2 pieces together and tie them with a half piece of, instead of the black pipe cleaner, I use the purple/pink pipe cleaners, also from the Dollar Tree. Everything's from the Dollar Tree here. And just so you know, I arrived at 7 inches because I actually was going to do different lengths, but I did not like the way they looked. They were too fluffy or not fluffy enough. So I kind of arrived at the 7-inch pieces just because of the way that it looked. I liked the length. And then as far as the 3 rolls go, like I said, I feel like if I were to do it again, I would probably either use more deco mesh or none of the tubing, because in the end it worked out fine. The other thing that I did use, if you want to do, is I did use some flowers, just some purple flowers that I also had from another project, and I just made a little pick out of it that I put on the witch's hat brim. So here I am cutting the purple deco mesh, again at the 7 inches. So as far as attaching this, just in case I'm not maybe explaining it well or showing it well, basically, because this wreath form, the way it is, you don't have 2 bars to attach it to. You kind of do have to wrap the pipe cleaner around the bar a little bit more to make sure that it's solid, that it will stay on. But once you do that, it does secure it well. It's fine. So after I had wrapped all of my bundles, then I just started basically attaching the black bundles to the top of the hat. And I started at the top, and I basically went from cross member to cross member, and I kind of attached across the cross members just so that I could have an anchor point. And as you can see, I'm kind of wrapping the pipe cleaner around several times just to get a good anchor point. Then once I did that, I went into the middle bars and I put in there, and I really wasn't counting this out or anything. I was just first getting all my cross members and then going back and filling in after that. So as far as the hat went, on the brim, on the top part of the brim, I did black across, and then in the underneath part is where I did the purple. And so I'm just making sure that I get all of the cross members and all of the sides before I really get too heavy filling in the inside. And this is where I decided that I didn't think it was going to be covered enough. So I took the Deco, the tubing, and I basically attached all the way around the wreath form where I had already put the pipe cleaners on. I just used the pipe cleaners that were already there and attached the tubing to that. And then I just basically went back in and filled in any holes or any missing, any places that I felt like needed more of the Deco mesh in the black color. Then I attached the purple color, and I kind of did the same thing. I kind of just attached on the bottom and made sure that all the cross members were taken care of, and then I went back in and filled in. And then I did the same thing with the purple tubing that I had, but I made that more decorative. So I didn't pull it taut, and I basically wound it on the outside around so that you could see it, the Deco or the tubing. And I attached it the same way, just underneath with the pipe cleaners that I used to attach the Deco mesh to the wreath form. But I left it a little bit longer so that you could see the pipe cleaners. Then I took the flower picks that I talked about and I cut them off of their picks, and then I bundled them together with a twist tie, or a zip tie, not a twist tie, a zip tie. I just kind of bundled them all together with the zip tie, and then I cut some of the length off because I wanted the wreath form to be able to sit against the door. So once I got it tied tight, then I cut a little of that length off. So when I stuck it, I just stuck it in the corner of the witch's hat, and then I tied it, and then I attached it with another zip tie to the wreath form. And once I did that, then I was able to cut off the ends of the stems of the flowers so that the wreath would sit flat. Then I took some of these pumpkins that I also had at home. I attached twist ties to them and just kind of put them in the side of the pick that I made. Here is the finished wreath, and as you can see, it works fine. You can't necessarily see it really. Can't see through it. So I think the tubing and the Deco mesh did their job. Again, if I were to do this again, I would probably use more of the black Deco mesh. Sorry for this fuzzy picture. I don't know why that's in there. But I did enjoy making this, and I would make one again. So I'd love to see your projects. Thanks for stopping by. I'd love it if you could like, subscribe, share, and I hope to see you again next time. Thank you for all of our new subscribers and those that have been with me from the beginning. I sure appreciate you. Have a great day.